Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Rainbow Tarot UK. It's lovely to have you here. And today our pick a card reading is a yes or a no to any question. So this can be a love question, but it can be any question at all. So we're doing a yes or a no, and we have got our three piles. We've got pile number one, which is the Housewives Tarot with the red jasper. We've got pile number two, which is the Cosmic Cycles Tarot with the blue lace agate. And we've got pile number three, which is the Steampunk Tarot with the green aventurine. So just take a moment, go for the tarot deck that you feel the most drawn to. That's probably got your answer. You can use different piles for different questions, obviously, so feel free to do that. And just to let you know as well, I'll be using the Rider-Waite Smith pack if I feel I need clarification on anything. Okay, but other than that, I'll see you very soon in your reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number one, welcome to your reading. So we are doing today, aren't we, a straight yes or no to whatever question you have. And you've chosen to come into the reading under the red jasper stone here. And also, I'm going to put that in my little rainbow dish so that we can see it. And also the Housewives Tarot. That's the main deck that I'm going to be using. Now, just to remind you, it's a general reading, so just take what resonates, leave everything else behind. Also, with something like this, I mean, you know, there's going to be lots of different questions, I would think, because it's a general reading. So I'm going to try and, you know, gauge from that particular card that talks about what question you're asking about, to get as many different scenarios as I can. And just remember, it is timeless, so it's good for whenever you're finding it. And you might also want to use different piles for different questions. But let's get straight to it. Now, the way that I'm going to do it, and the way that I always do my yes or no spread, is that I draw 5 cards. It's quite a short yes or no. The first card is what is it about? What is the issue about? I'm going to try and glean some ideas on what it might be about for the different people that are watching. How you feel about it. The positives of the situation. The drawbacks, the challenges of the situation, and then the outcome. And if I feel I need clarification in any one of those areas, then I will get that clarification, okay? But let's start off, and I'm going to draw one card. I'm going to start by drawing one card. And what is this question? What is this yes or no question for pile number one? I hope everyone's doing well, by the way. I hope you're all good. Thank you very much, as usual, for all your beautiful support. I really appreciate that. But let's ask, you know, what is this question? You know, please give me some clarity, some ideas on what the question is for pile number one that they're wanting a yes or no answer to. What is the question, please? No, what is the question? Make it really clear to me. What is the question? There we go. Okay. Then what's, you know, how do they feel about the question? So how does pile number one feel about this particular issue? How do they feel? What are their feelings on this particular issue? How are they feeling? What are the positives of the situation right now? What are the positives of the situation right now? What are the challenges and the drawbacks? What are the challenges and the drawbacks in this situation? Challenges and the drawbacks. And then what is, last of all, what is the actual outcome of this situation? What is the outcome of the situation for pile number one, please? Please make it very clear. What is the outcome? There we go. That is the outcome right there. Okay. So those are our 5 cards. Now I'm also going to pull an oracle card for, you know, what it's about. So what is the issue about for pile number one, please? Make it very clear to me. What is it about for pile number one? What is the issue? So I've got this one. I'm going to put that one there. Okay. So let's first of all have a look and see what is the situation about. So we have the 4 of Wands. I'll push these up a little bit. So we have the 4 of Wands and we have Wondrous Universe. Okay. So with the 4 of Wands, is often reaching a milestone in some way. So you might be asking about some kind of goal that you want to reach, some kind of, it could be around some sort of, for some of you that are talking about, it could be a romance question for some of you, because the 4 of Wands can often relate to a milestone in the form of a marriage or an engagement or a commitment or a celebration around that. It can also mean that. It can also mean for some of you as well, you're asking about whether this person is, you know, the one for you, your twin flame, something like that. Are they your soulmate? All of that. You could be asking about that. You could be asking about, you know, it also could be about, you know, celebration in some way, or a holiday, relaxation. You know, are you going to go on a holiday? Are you going to have some relaxation time? Are you going to get something, a chance to unwind, something like that? There could be something like that to it. Walk in beauty, and with the wondrous universe, it makes me feel that you are you're asking about something that you feel really good about, or that you're hoping is going to make you feel really good. You're hoping is going to be a sort of a very positive milestone that you're going to reach. Something that is magical. You could be asking about something that is seems like a bit of a dream maybe at the moment, or it could be a bit of a dream for you with the wondrous universe. Something that you are spending a lot of time thinking about, dreaming about, wondering about, meditating over, and it's a beautiful dream for you with Walk in Beauty. So that's the sort of ideas that I'm getting. So it's something whereby it's a milestone, reaching a milestone, a goal, something that you want to achieve. It could be linked to, for some of you, marriage, romance, relationships, but it could also be around just taking it easy, relaxation, because this woman is here on her hammock, drinking her drink, reading her book, and having a great time. It could be, because it's elevated, it could be about you reaching, asking about whether you're going to reach something, a goal or whatever, that's going to elevate you, it's going to elevate your way of life, it's going to elevate your standard of living. Maybe that could also be what you're asking about. And maybe it's a bit of a dream at the moment with the wondrous universe. Maybe you're praying and hoping and wishing for that. But it's definitely something that you have a lot of hope for, I think. A lot of hope for, and a lot of, you have a lot of hope about it. So that's kind of what I'm feeling. If that doesn't sound like your situation, then you might want to listen to another pile. But let's have a look. So the next thing is we're looking at how do you feel about this particular thing? You've got the Five of Swords. Now, the Five of Swords, that's interesting. So the Five of Swords is often about... Five of Swords can be about winners and losers, actually. It can be about feeling... So it could be that you feel that you could win or lose this situation. So it's maybe it's a bit of a gamble, or it's something that you feel could be cut. Something that you feel that might be cut, that might be cut off from you, might be cut off from, or you might already be cut off from it. And you're feeling a little bit out in the cold maybe. But also maybe something where you're feeling like there's danger. It could be dangerous for some of you. You could feel like there's a bit of danger with all the scissors around here. But with all the scissors, it's just making me feel like something's being cut. So maybe this is something that has already been cut, or you're worried about it being cut or severed or losing it or it being ruined. Because with all these scissors around this lovely dress, I kind of get the feeling like it could be ruined, really, if somebody kind of cuts into it. So maybe you're thinking this thing is beautiful, but there's a danger of it being cut or severed, or I feel under threat with it in some way. There's a threat around it, something like that. Or maybe you're feeling it needs to be repaired with the sewing here. There's something that needs to be repaired, or there's some adjustments that need to be made to it, something like that. Or it's not quite, it's in the planning process. It's because this is shows a pattern, doesn't it? And all these scissors are here to cut out the pattern, you know, as if you're making a dress. So it's in the planning stages, it's in the planning process, but the potential is there for it to be, the potential is there for it to be really good, for it to win, or there's a potential for it to be ruined, or for it to be cut in some way. So that's kind of what I'm getting with how you feel about the situation. So what are the positives of the situation? Oh, the Wheel of Fortune is, wow, so there's lots of positives. As far as you're concerned, there are lots of positives to this situation. But it might feel, and we'll see what comes up with the negatives, it might feel like it's there's a risk to it, and that could go with the scissors as well. So there might be a bit of a risk to it, but the positives are that you feel that there's a lot of, this situation could bring you a lot of good fortune. It could be really good for you. It's going to bring you good luck. It's fated. If it's around a relationship, you might think the positives are that this situation is fated, that you're meant to be together, and that this person is right for you, like with the twin flame energy here, that they are the one. Something like that. But it's definitely something that you feel very, very, very positive about, certainly. And you feel it's going to bring you a lot of good luck or a lot of good fortune. And definitely with the walking beauty, I feel like you feel very positive about this, and you're hopeful of it. But, okay, so let's see what the negatives are. The Seven of Wands, okay. The Seven of Wands is a challenge, a card of challenge, really. So you are feeling that there are certain challenges to this situation, or the negatives are that there are certain challenges to this situation. But although it's in the negative position, the Seven of Wands is always a card that of being able to overcome the challenges. So I would say that the negatives are that there are some challenges to it, but they're not too heavy, they're not too deep. It might have something to do with needing to clean it up a bit, whatever the situation is. Clean it up a bit, make it more presentable, do some work on it, and more attention to detail, because with all these toothbrushes, just getting into every little nook and cranny and crevice of this toilet, it's making me think maybe the challenges are there needs to be a little bit more attention to detail, or there's a lot of detail involved in it, and you have to be very thorough. Yeah, there's a need to be very thorough. So there might be lots of obstacles that you have to overcome, but you can, even if it's in its negative position, this card is always like you can overcome those challenges. So I'm intrigued to find out what the actual outcome of this situation is. So the outcome is the Ten of Swords, and that is a no. So whatever this situation is, the outcome is a no. So the Ten of Swords is very clear. But actually, I am going to clarify that, because when I say it's very clear, I'm going to correct myself there, because the Ten of Swords is often a card of things looking like they're dead in the water, really. Because you often with the Rider-Waite, it shows somebody with a lying on the floor with 10 swords in their back. But with the Ten of Swords, you always have a little glimmer of hope. So actually, I'm going to go back on that. I'm going to clarify it. To be honest, I'm going to clarify it, because it does look like a no. But let me just clarify that. Actually, why is it a no? Or is it really a no? Or is it a no with conditions? Like, what is the no about? Please can you tell me? Let's clarify that. Ten of Swords. So we have the Two of Swords. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Strength card. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. So Ten of Swords. And what's at the bottom? The Nine of Wands. I'm going to stick to a no, really. I think it is a no. Because you've got the Two of Swords, which shows that there's probably a lot of confusion around this. There's not a clear way forward with this. Financially, for some of you, it might cause some financial stress, or might be some financial issues with it. It might be taking a lot out of you with the Strength card here. And then maybe there's a need to slow down as well in the situation, because we've got the Knight of Pentacles here, and that's always about slow and steady energy, really. So it might be a no, because you need to slow down in the situation. You need to take a step back. You need to be reflective, because at the moment it might be causing you confusion or some sort of discomfort in some way, and that is why it's a no, because it's causing that kind of feeling within you. Anyway, that has been your reading, pile number 1. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell, leaving a thumbs up or a comment. Everything will be gratefully received. But otherwise, I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. So today we're doing a straight yes or no to any question that you might have. And you chose to come into the reading under the Cosmic Cycles Tarot and the little blue lace agate here. So I've left the red jasper in, so I'm just going to take that out for pile number 1. But if you felt drawn to pile number 1 for any one of your questions, maybe a different question, you might want to look at pile number 1. But anyway, so I just want to say it is a general reading. So just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. You might want to look at different piles, as I've said, for different questions, which is perfectly okay. And it's timeless, so it's good for whenever you're finding it. So this is how I do my yes/no spreads. So I usually just draw 5 cards. And I am on this occasion going to be drawing a couple of oracle, 1 or 2 oracle cards maybe, and also some other cards for clarification if I need it. But on the whole, it's 5 cards. The first card is what you're actually asking about. Now, obviously, this is a general reading. People are going to be asking lots of different things, so I'm going to try and glean as much as I can from that first card and an oracle card about what the situation is. Then I'm going to ask what you feel about it or how you feel about it. Then we're going to look at the positives of it, and then we're going to look at the drawbacks or the challenges of it, and then we're going to look at the outcome. So that is how I do my yes/no spread. So let's get straight to it. So we're going to ask, first of all, what is this issue about for pile number 2? What is this issue for pile number 2? Please can you give me as much information? What is this question that they're asking about? What is the issue? And it's also a good way of you checking that it's the right pile for you. So what is this question about for pile number 2? There we go, that's our first one. Okay, then how do they feel about it? How does pile number 2 feel about this particular issue? Then what are the positives? What are the actual positives of this situation? What are the positives? Then what are the drawbacks and the challenges? What are the drawbacks and the challenges for pile number 2 in this situation? What are the drawbacks and the challenges? And then finally, what is the actual outcome? What is going to be the outcome? Is it going to be a yes or a no? What is the outcome for this situation? I feel like it's that one, so I'm going to take it. Okay, so let's see. Let's first of all, and I'm also going to draw 1 oracle card on what the situation is about. So I'm going to use this pack for that. What is this situation about for pile number 2? What is the situation about for pile number 2, please? Please make it clear to me. What is the situation about? There we go, that's the one, card. So, I'm just going to push these up a little bit so we get a chance to see what is the situation about. Let's have a look. So we have the 8 of Cups and we have valiant courage, take action with passion. So for many of you, this might be you're asking about a relationship for some of you and whether you should walk out of a situation or walk away from something. Because the 8 of Cups is about walking away. It's about walking away from a situation. It could be a love situation for some of you, or it could be any kind of situation. I notice this person is holding what looks like lots of scrolls. So it could be a work situation. So you might be asking, is it time to leave a certain situation? Or you might be asking, a situation that you've left, have you made the right decision? Is it the right decision? But with the take action with passion, it makes me feel that you're asking, all of you are asking about whether you should take action. And it might be that it takes courage and bravery to do what you're asking, to do what you're asking about, and that might be why you have valiant courage here. Take action with passion. It might take a lot of passion, a lot of drive, a lot of energy to do this thing, which I think is about walking away from something, or taking a step back from something, or maybe taking a break from something, or leaving something behind, or moving on to something else. I think that is what a lot of the because this is a knight and that shows moving forwards, taking action, moving forward. So leaving something and moving forwards, maybe with something else, or into another phase of your life, or into being single, or into another relationship, or something like that. It's got something around leaving something, which might be, it might be sad situation. It might cause sadness. It might take some courage to do it, but that's kind of what's the sort of realms in which the question is about. Now, if that doesn't sit with your situation, then you might want to, it might be about something or someone who has left you. It could be that you're asking about somebody who's left you, maybe walked out on you, turned their back on you, something like that. Or you might be asking, it could be a relationship, or it could be a friend, or it could be a family member, or something like that, where there's been some sort of loss, really. So it could be that it encompasses some kind of loss in some way. Okay, so that's kind of what it's about. Now, in terms of how is it making you feel, we have the 6 of Wands. So it's making you feel good, actually. The Six of Wands is a card of victory. It's a card of success. It's a card of recognition. So this situation, even though it's about loss or letting go, the thought of that is making you feel good. It's making you feel like you'd be winning. You'd be a winner. You'd be victorious, really. So the Eight of Cups often is a card of leaving something behind to move into something better, which is then the Nine of Cups, which is often a wish fulfillment. So I think the thought of you are thinking, and that might be why you've got take action with passion and valiant courage, is that you are moving away from something and it's going to make you feel good to do that and to move in to whatever the next phase is for you. That is making you feel good. Now, what are the positives of it? So what are the positives of it for you? Death, which is change and transformation. So this is going to give you, you're thinking that this is going to give you, the positives of this situation is going to give you change and transformation. That is what death is about, really. You're going to be like a new person. It's going to be like a new you. Because if you can see, this woman is cutting off her hair and, you know, she's transforming herself to something else, to something different. And with death, it is always about change and transformation. So the positives are that it's going to bring change, it's going to bring transformation, it's going to bring a new cycle, all of that for you. What are the drawbacks? The Ten of Cups. So that's very interesting that is in the drawbacks, because the Ten of Cups is about a relationship. So maybe it is, for many of you, a relationship that you are thinking of leaving or letting go of that was or did have happiness in it, that did have love in it, that did have, maybe you're thinking of leaving a settled relationship, because this would indicate a settled relationship. Maybe it's a marriage. So the negatives are that you might be leaving security, you might be leaving love, you might be leaving somebody that you had a strong bond with, where there's a lot still there, and that would be the drawbacks. Now, if it's about somebody, you're asking about somebody that has left you, then the drawbacks are maybe that the negatives are that they have left something good within you. They have not, you know, they have not maybe valued what you have given them, which was something wonderful, really, and that is more of a drawback, really, for them. And it's still a loss for you, you know, because there was potential there, but maybe this person didn't value it. If you're talking about somebody here, they didn't value that. And yeah, okay, so that's very interesting to have that in the drawbacks. But let's see what the outcome is. So the outcome is the Moon. Now, the Moon does talk about confusion. It does talk about going deep, about the unconscious. And the Moon is often, when we get the Moon card, it's often a bit of a, I'm going to have to clarify that card, because it's often a bit of a confusing card and where things aren't seen. So the outcome might still be yet to be worked out. That's the one way of looking at it. We might still not know that, but let's try and get some clarifications cards on that, because I'm not sure if that's a yes or a no, to be honest. Is this a yes or a no? Is this situation a yes or a no? Because the Moon is about hidden energy, it's about unconscious energy, it's about secretive energy, confusing energy. So the situation might still be, you know, in a state of confusion, a lack of clarity. Let's see if we can get some more on it. Is it a yes or a no for pile number 2, please? Please, can you show me, is it a yes or a no? We have Judgment, Temperance, yeah, Six of Wands, and the Five of Swords. I would say this is definitely a yes, this situation. It's definitely a yes. There might be some hiddenness to it, or some secrecy to it, or something still that's a little bit confusing, but I think it's definitely a yes, and I think it will lead, this yes situation will lead to a rising up. There will be some sorrow for someone in it. There will be some sorrow, because Five of Swords is about winners and losers. But I don't think it will be for you. I don't think the sorrow is coming for you. I think it's only going to lead to good things for you. So Judgment, balance, victory. So if this is about a situation that you're thinking about leaving, or also about how you're wondering about how you're going to be because somebody's left you, then I would say that, you know, it's gonna be good for you. It's gonna be a good situation for you because it's gonna lead to balance. It's going to lead, you might not be able to see it still at the moment with the moon card coming out at the end. You might still not be able to see that clearly, but I think with these clarification cards, it's definitely going to be, the yes is definitely going to be the right thing for you. All these cards are very positive. It's about a new beginning, a new cycle, which was what we had in the positives. A new journey for you. It will create balance. It will be full of victory and recognition. But there will be a sense of loss maybe still, and that might be why you've got the moon attached here. There will be a little bit of a sense of loss maybe for the other person, or maybe a little bit still for you, a little bit of tinging. Maybe you're talking about a relationship, a long-established relationship that was really good at one point, but it's just time to let it go now. So there will be a little bit of a loss, you know, a feeling still there. But on the whole, it's a yes. This situation is a yes. But anyway, pile number 2, that has been your reading. I hope you liked it. If you have, please do consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell, leaving a thumbs up and a comment. All of that is gratefully received. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 3, and welcome back to your reading. So today we are doing a very short yes-no spread to any question that you have. And you have chosen to come into the reading under the Steampunk Tarot and the Green Aventurine here. So I'm going to put the Green Aventurine there so that we can see it. And I just want to remind you, it is a general reading, so just take the messages that resonate. If it doesn't resonate for you, maybe it's another pile, because you can listen to different questions on different piles, or you can go to another pile if this one's not resonating. And it is timeless, so it's good for whenever you find it. So just be aware of that. Yeah, and just want to say I hope you're all good, and thank you very much for supporting the channel. So this is how I do my yes-no spreads. They're pretty short and to the point, really. So I usually draw 5 cards from this tarot deck here. The first one is around what the issue is around. Now, because it's a general reading, you know, there's going to be lots of different people asking lots of different questions, I would have thought. But I'm going to get as much as I can from this one card and an oracle card around what the issue is. The second one is going to be about how you feel about it. The third one is about the positives of the situation. The fourth one is the negatives or the drawbacks, the challenges. And the fifth one will be the outcome. And if I need to draw any other cards for clarification, then I will. But let's get straight to it. So we are going to ask, what is this issue? What is pile number 3 asking about? What is the issue, really? What are they asking about? What's pile number 3 asking about, please? Please, can you give me some clarity on what the actual issue is for pile number 3? I feel like it's that one. Can you please tell me how they feel about it? So how do they feel about this particular issue? How does pile number 3 feel about this particular issue? What are the positives? What are the positives of this particular situation for pile number 3? All the cards are being very clear today in your pile. They seem to be popping out. What are the challenges? What are the drawbacks? What are the challenges? What are the drawbacks? And last but not least, what is the outcome of the situation? What is the outcome of the situation? Right, your cards have been really, really, really clear in coming out. So I think, you know, it's a good confirmation that this is a good, you know, it's a very, you know, what you get from this is going to be the right one. It's going to be the right answer. So let's see what we've got in terms of. I'm going to get an oracle card on what the situation is as well. So what is the situation for pile number 3, please? What is the situation for pile number 3, please? There we go, look nice and clear. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to put these up for a little bit here so that we can just look and focus on this first card. So the first card is, the Tower. And passion and pleasure savour your life. So you're asking about something which is either maybe you're going through a difficult time at the moment, maybe something has fallen, literally. So the Tower is about something falling, so maybe a relationship has come down, maybe you've had a shock about a job, a relationship, something in the family, something has happened, or there's a threat of that. You're asking about something where there's a threat to your stability, your security. Because that really is the Tower card here. Something that could come along and maybe hit it really quite vigorously, or destroy it, or there's some sort of something. So something might have already happened where that's happened, where something's come in maybe out of the blue, or in it caused a shock, and it's created a lack of security or lack of stability, or you are asking about that, the potential for that, whether that's going to happen. And you've got passion and pleasure savour your life. And for some of you, it might be around a relationship. It could be around you asking about making a sudden change to your life that's going to enhance it. So you could be asking about something, a change that you're wanting to make that might be a little bit unusual or out of the blue, or it might be causing you to feel that it could create insecurity, but somehow it's just appealing to your you wanting to do something with your life, wanting to do something else with your life, follow a dream or something. And it would mean that you'd have to let go maybe, or something that is secure or stable, or something, something along those lines. What else could it be? Yeah, so some for some of you, like following some sort of passion or dream, which might mean the falling of something else, and that could be stability, security, a relationship, a job. So it might, for example, you might be thinking, should I just follow that idea to work for myself, or should I leave this relationship for this other person, or should I, leave my steady, secure job and go and travel around the world? So something like that, where it's a shock. It'll be a shock to people. It'll be a bolt out of the blue. It will cause things to fall, but equally it will be a period for you to rise up, because always out of the tower you rise up, and there's a chance to learn or relearn or learn something from it. It's an opportunity actually to learn something new, and maybe in this case it would mean that you would have a whole new life, or you're feeling it would have a whole new life, or you'd be enjoying your life more. So the immediate effect would be one of chaos possibly, but it would eventually lead to a much better way of life for you. Maybe that's kind of what you're thinking. So that's kind of what I'm feeling the situation is about, all of those reasons. But if that doesn't resonate with you, you might want to listen to another pile. So the next one is, I'm just going to bring them down. So the next one is how you feel about it. How do you feel about it? So we have the Five of Wands. So you are feeling a kind of a combination of exhilaration and fear, because the Five of Wands is usually a card of competition. So it might be that this is actually challenging you, because certainly with the Tower it would be challenging you, but you are feeling that you can rise to the challenge, because I can see this person here with their stick up as if they're saying it's like a sort of a victory stance almost. And the Five of Wands does talk about competing and challenges, and also when we fight or we compete, it does get that whole kind of fight or flight thing going, doesn't it? So you have all that adrenaline. So I feel like there's a feeling of adrenaline with you, and also excitement, but also fear, right? Because we've got the fight or flight situation. When we're faced with something that challenges us, we're either going to fight it or we're going to flee, and that's the sort of stress. That's the kind of response normally that we have to stress situations. So you might feel stressed by it, but also I get the feeling of excitement and exhilaration from it too. So that's kind of what I'm. But there might be other competition around as well. So you might be feeling you've got to compete for it. You've got to fight others for it, or take a stance, or stand up for yourself. Maybe that's kind of how you're feeling. But anyway, let's see, what are the positives of the situation? The Nine of Cups. It is a wish fulfillment for you. This Nine of Cups tells me Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment. It's a card of absolute, it's actually beautiful energy, really. So I feel like this thing that you're asking about, and it goes with the passion and the pleasure, is that you are feeling, or the positives are. Actually, the positives are that it would be a dream come true. It would be a dream come true. It would be a wish fulfillment. It would be something that you would really, really want. And you're seeing it like that. You're seeing it as something that is a wish come true for you. You're seeing it in a very positive way. So what are the drawbacks of it, the challenges? The Four of Pentacles. Okay, so there's an issue around money. So there's an issue around security and money. So the Four of Pentacles is usually a card of sort of hanging on to what you've got. So it might be that the challenges are that it's a bit financially challenging for some of you, because this person is saving her coins here. And it's maybe there are fears and insecurities about letting go of something that could be giving you stability and security. Now I'm going to have to plug in my battery, so bear with me, pile number 3. Sorry about that. Yeah, so with that, I mean, I just feel there might be fears of loss. You might be feeling like you might lose financially, or there might be a loss of stability or a loss of security. So those are the negatives for you. A sort of feeling of maybe financial insecurity, financial instability, not having a lot. Maybe this dream or idea, whatever you're thinking about, isn't going to give you a lot financially, and that's what the negatives are. It's not going to give you a lot of stability or security. It's going to leave you with a sense of lack, maybe. So those are the negatives. So what is the outcome? The 9 of Pentacles, that is a definite yes. So the 9 of Pentacles is 100% a yes. It's a card of independence. It's a card of going it alone. It's a card of making it alone. It's a card of success. I mean, the 9 of Pentacles is a card of financial success and abundance. And it's about somebody. So if this is a question about you taking a leap of faith into something, which means you leaving something else, which is giving you your security up until now, your stability up until now, whatever. I think this is saying, yes, take that leap of faith. Obviously, do everything you can to plan for it as much as you can, to make all the preparations or whatever it is. But this is a yes. This is definitely a yes, because this is about independence. This is about financial security. It's about abundance. It's about, like I said, it's about going it alone. It's about doing it on your own. It's about being capable of doing it on your own, being a high achiever, getting what you want, having all your dreams, reaching your goals. It is absolutely a yes in this situation. I don't need to clarify that at all. So fantastic. So pile number 3, that has been your reading. I hope you liked it. If you have, do consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell, leaving a thumbs up or a comment. All would be gratefully received. But otherwise, I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now.